Hey, everybody, and welcome to Virtual Vines. I'm your host, Dan Mackey from The Loaded Grape. We have an incredible show in store for you tonight. It is literally filled with Andrews from all over Greensboro. But the only one we don't have is our own Andy. But Andy, I hope you're watching from home and everything's going great with the baby. But folks, you're going to love these wines that we have tonight. It is a stellar lineup of winter warmers. I'm even wearing my beanie, my Loaded Grape beanie, by the way. So if you have your loyalty points, you can get one of these. I got a couple different colors. So it's time. It's the time of year to get these beanies. We have a couple of quick things to do before we bring our first guest up. One, I want to tell you about a couple events that you need to know about. First up, ladies, Galentine's, grab your gal pals. Tuesday, February 8th at the Loaded Grape. We'll have $5 bubbles, $5 rosés, and celebrate your gal friends and strong women and just treat yourselves. You can bring in some chocolates or do whatever you want. If you want to reserve a table, you could do that at events at loadedgrape.com. That'll go to Tanya. Tanya can reserve you a table if you want to do that. So a lot of fun for all the ladies. And guys, you're allowed to come too if you want to be there with all the other ladies. Also coming up this Wednesday, we have Old Hickory doing a beer tasting, but then we're going to be clearing the cooler on February 2nd. $2 off all bottled beer, cans, ciders, meads, all that in the cooler, $2 off. So save some money doing that. Then folks in the wine club, hey, your pickup's coming up. January's almost over. We're going to start talking about February wines, which I think we've picked a lineup that you'll fall in love with. But this tasting, our Wednesday, our wine pickup days are a blast because you get to meet other wine club members. If you're not in the wine club, it's a great opportunity to join. And I just added this up, Heights Cellars tasting on Thursday the 24th. We are going to be tasting the Marietta Vineyards and Marietta Vineyard Cabernet. Yes, folks. Wine Spectator Top 100 is out for 2021, and that wine was number 3 on the list. So if you want to taste number 3 on the list, we're going to talk about this again a little bit later with another one of our guests who will be there doing that tasting. That tasting is going to be incredible, so you might want to sign up for that now. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the show. But before we get everybody going, go ahead and tell me right now in the comments, because we'll get everybody chatting it up. What are you drinking tonight? What are you drinking? We want to know. What do you have in a glass? Because I know you're going to be drinking some wine with us. We need to know what you're drinking. So put that in the comments, and we'll love to share that as we start going. But first with us, our first guest is Andrew Woolagard from Elephant's Corner and Wine Company. Andrew, pleasure to have you here on the show. I tell you what, every time you're in the wine shop, huge turnouts. Everybody loves you. So excited to have you on here tonight to talk about one of your wines. And I'm going to butcher it. But it's Creature.
Creature.
See, I knew I was gonna, but it's got a really cool creature on there.
It does. Yeah. How are you, Danny? You all right?
Wonderful. Hey, it's Monday. It's cold outside, and we're drinking wine.
It is absolutely. Yeah. It's a great way to start the week, eh?
Yeah, an excellent way to start the week. So tell us a little about this wine. I can tell you from my standpoint, we brought in the 2019, absolutely delicious. Now we're on to the 2020 vintage. We've done these in tastings in the shop, but when you're looking for a nice little warm winter warmer, this wine I think has it in spades. It's a fun little blend. I'll let you get into all the details, but I'm just so excited that we're featuring this tonight and giving everybody a little special price on it. So tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'm very grateful to be asked to be here. So first off, so this wine we brought the second vintage in now, the 2020. The 2019 you referred to looked like this. If I can get on my camera there. Remember him?
Yes.
Fella? So that was the first Creature that we brought into North Carolina, which was a wine that we call Syrah Vedra, so Cinsault Syrah Mourvèdre blend, preceded by this chap, the new one that you just showed me. Get it in the right angle here. There we
Yep.
go. And that's the Naturamo. So that is, as you can see, a different creature and a different blend for that reason. So this wine is a Grenache, 48%, about 30% of Cinsault in there, some Syrah and some Mourvedre. And this is made by my longtime colleague Weinand Grobler from Die Kleine Weine Coop, the Little Wine Co-op. And we source these grapes. I can show you on my map from this region right here, the orange region here. This is called the Cape Coastal region, in other words. And basically, the grapes come from very site-specific blocks of vineyards, which, for example, Syrah grows very well, Franschhoek, Stellenbosch region, Grenache also from Franschhoek, a very small block from Franschhoek. You might be familiar with the Gundertanda wine that we bring in, which is one of the Grenache and the Pinot Noir. The Grenache is from the same vineyard, actually, as this Criatier. And so very site-specific, very kind of macro climate-driven vineyards, which work perfectly well to make such a delicious South African blend, I'll say. We don't like to call these French wines or any kind of influence, but very South African style, as it were.
It is absolutely delicious. I mean, the beautiful color on this in this glass, just it drinks like purple. It tastes like purple.
It's purple and it drinks like purple. So you got some quite nice. I guess cranberry, a little bit of fynbos in there, which is African, kind of like bushveld, berries, small berries, vines, that sort of flavor going on there. A nice kind of dry finish, but very polished. I mean, for a young wine, Weinert actually uses 300-liter and 500-liter foudres for about 12 months aging with this particular vintage. And it's so delicious, polished and smooth. What can I say? I mean, it's a great food wine, great by itself as we're drinking it right now, but super nice with game meats, with even white and I'd say white fish dishes. Salmon is a nice pairing with it too, in fact. So just super nice wine with a very interesting cork.
Yes, it does have a very interesting cork. Did I find Waldo?
You did. I found him too, eh? So the story. For when your customers, I say when, not if, but when your customers buy this wine, they'll read this little Afrikaans poem on here, which Wynand wrote, and it's referring to a guy that he went to college with, who never had a girlfriend, and basically the poem leads to the fact that he's trying to find his friend a girlfriend. So at the very end of it, right at the very bottom there, you'll see a telephone number, which is the guy's real phone number, and you can phone him and propose, I guess, if you want to go out with him. It's good bit of Afrikaans fun there. Wynand's pretty much known for doing that sort of thing. So
well, hopefully he's a good-looking guy.
That's Well, Wynand maybe is. According to my wife, who's looking at me right now, apparently Wynand's a very good-looking guy. But the friend of his, I don't know him, and I'm not sure whether he is or not. But that could be why he hasn't had a girlfriend through college. I don't know. But a good bit of fun, and as we said, with the labels here, you got this one, the previous vintage, which I can just kind of angle it right there. Different creatures. So that was a 3-part blend. The second one I showed you there, and the next blend will be different as well with another different label. So they're nice collector's items too, if you want to collect them and keep them, for a few years before drinking them. And they do drink deliciously right now off the bat, but it wouldn't hurt to lay them down for a few years, I would say.
So if you want to do a vertical tasting here because the blend's changing a little bit each year.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a great fun thing to do. They just mature in the bottle. That's the one nice thing with these wines. They're so well balanced as it is, straight out of the bottle, but they mature, and any kind of roughness around the edges just sort of softens off over a year or two. I remember I worked with Wynand for 6-7 years now or something. He made this lovely Shiraz, 2014 or 15 it was, and 100% Shiraz, and it was just a little tight the first year. or the first couple of months, I should say, in the bottle. Gave it 12, 14 months. It was so silky and beautiful after that period of time. It just transformed. And his wines do that in such a nice way. You know, the wines are all harvested by hand and with minimal interference in the cellar. They are wonderful. I mean, if you're looking for a deal, I mean, $21 as you're doing this for this evening is an absolute steal for this wine. And I think those people that know this wine and that have bought this wine already will, I think, attest to that, you know.
Yeah, this is. I had some folks. We brought some bottles in, so I could have a sample bottle to drink this tonight, and I recommended to some folks on Friday night, and they drank 2 bottles. So,
yeah, I mean, it's not a hard sell.
It's not a hard sell. It's a very easy drinker. It is a little bit bigger. We're not talking about thin. This is wintertime. This is the time where you want to have a big red, but it's not super tannic. I would say it is a medium to heavy bodied red wine, grapefruit flavors, silky smooth finish. This is just a crowd pleaser. I don't think you're going to open this up in the cold months and have anybody go, "Oh, I don't like that." I think they're going to go, "Do you have another bottle of this?" And you better have 2 or 3 because it's going to go down really quick. As I could say for the group that was trying it out on Friday night, they went through 2 bottles real quick.
Great. Well, like I say, we're really pleased to have it here in North Carolina. We obviously love working with you guys, and this is just a small piece of our portfolio as we're growing it here, from our little base in Winston-Salem. So we're really excited to bring wines of this character and this kind of, site-specific uniqueness to the market here, and you guys are wonderful supporters.
Well, Andy, you do a wonderful job and providing us excellent South. And I will say this, because most people might not realize this, because of Andy and our other distributors with South African wines, we probably have the most South African wines for any shop in the Triad, might even be from the state. We have a huge section of South African wines, going from everything from the beautiful Sheddons, Chardonnays, all the way over to Boucatrabs and these beautiful red blends and Pinotages, and you keep on bringing new ones in. And there's one we got to talk about, this Grenache Blanc you just told me all about. It's landing. Tell everybody about this one. I know it's not for sale yet, but we're going to get this in the shop, and I just want to give you an opportunity to pitch a new wine.
So so that wine is called the Postman. If you can hold it up again, Danny, there you go. It's supposed to look like me, I'm sorry to say. I do wear glasses, so I don't wear that hat, but I wear glasses. So that was created by Wynand. A little bit of an in-joke, really, for me. As I say, I've known him for a long time, and pretty much whenever we speak on the phone, which is, 2-3 times a week, we're talking, and he says, "What you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm delivering wine, your wine, And so he started calling me the Postman for that reason, and that led us to creating a wine called Die Postman, or the Postman, and that's 100% Grenache Blanc that actually arrived in the port of Norfolk yesterday. One of our 2 containers we've got coming in, and we're just waiting for delivery now, and we'll have it in the market within a week, I would think. But in South Africa, we plant around about 0.5% Grenache Blanc from the Swartland region, actually the best region to grow this grape. Nice and warm climate, and this is already touted as a 5-star John Platter wine. So can't wait to get our hands on it. Wynand made 1 barrel, about 460 bottles, of which all of which is coming here, except a few that he keeps drinking and showing me pictures of. So some of them didn't make it. Anyway, I guess he's allowed to do that. But we're really excited to have it here in North Carolina. It's just for this market. The back label shows North Carolina flag and a little mailbox logo and all sort of fun stuff like that on there. But
that is
super fun to have it here.
Well, we want to pre-order a case, so I can guarantee that the folks here watching can get a case. I know you've already pre-allocated half of the allotment, so so I want a case. So just know that and we'll have this in the shop. Andrew, thank you so much for coming out tonight and joining us and telling about this. I mean, gosh, talk about starting off with a porch pounder. We're starting off with a porch pounder. This thing is so nice. So cheers, mate. Thank you,
Thank you. Bye, donkey.
my donkey.
Cheers, man. Thank
See
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Cheers.
you so much, Andrew.
See you soon.
All right, so there we go. We're off and running on this Winter Warmer show. Folks, you can go right now, order these wines, start a cart on loadedgrape.com. This one's marked down to $21. Folks, if you are in our wine club, that's okay. You can get your discount still just in the coupon code. If you're in the Cellar Club, write Cellar, Estate, Reserve, or Grand Reserve, you're going to write Reserve at checkout, and you'll be able to get your club level discounts. So enjoy these wines tonight. I'm telling you, these are all going to be knocking it out of the park. You need to be ordering these, especially I know our friends who are maybe a little bit more not worried about going out right now with COVID. We could do curbside pickup. You just call us when you're there and we'll bring it out to you, or we can ship things. So if we have people watching today that want to ship some stuff, we can ship things to friends as well. Just let us know. We'll make that happen. I tell you what, it's a killer lineup. It's all about the Andrews, and we're ready to bring on our next Andrew. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me from Empire Distributing, Andrew Pittman. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, Danny. How are you?
Awesome. I now, Andrew, I'm telling you, I'm excited about the lineup we have here tonight. I've been telling folks this is a killer lineup of wines. We actually have two with you tonight. Where do you want to start first?
That's up to you.
You know what? I'm going to say, because I think in my head. I think the other one's a little bit bigger. So let's start with the most expensive bottle that we're showing tonight. Normally we don't go crazy, but this is such a new thing and such a storyteller thing that I wanted you to be able to tell the story on this. From Dow, it's their Reserve Merlot. And here, folks, if you know me, I'm not a huge Merlot guy. I'm like Merlot. It's Merlot. Knocked my socks off. We tasted it earlier this week. And folks, this Merlot has it going on. It is a bigger bottle. I'm going to open it up, get some in the glass so we can talk a little bit more about it. But Andrew, why I open it up and get in the glass? Tell the folks about this Dow Merlot.
Yeah. So the first time that Dow has done a 100% Merlot, I think, like you said, Merlot kind of gets a bad rap. We've all probably seen Sideways. I think the numbers are out there. That movie almost single-handedly killed Merlot. But it's coming back. And that's kind of part of this wine, too. But like I said, first time that Dow has done a 100% Merlot. They have always, from the very start, been focused on Bordeaux varietals. They're out of Paso Robles, which is just great for those Bordeaux varietals, the Cabernet Sauvignons, the Cabernet Francs, the Merlots, and they've done some blends that have included Merlot. But this is the first time they've done a true 100% Merlot. And part of the name and the label actually kind of play into that a little bit. So Sequentis is the name. Sequentis is Latin for next. And so this is kind of Dow's next step. Like I said, first time they've done a 100% Merlot. This is kind of the next step in their journey. You also see the label there. It's really kind of intricate. It's got like some warriors and some fighters on there. It is inspired by Gideon from biblical times. He led his army to victory despite being incredibly outnumbered. And so that also inspired the Dows. They're kind of they're rebirthing Merlot, kind of bringing it back to its rightful place within the wine world. And so that's what they've got here. And I think they've done a pretty good job with it.
All right. Now we got to be honest here. This isn't your typical Merlot.
No.
This thing's got beef to it. This thing is not this jammy, kind of flabby little Merlot, or it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting into wine. What should I drink? Okay, I'm gonna drink Merlot, right? This is not my brother's Merlot. This is my Merlot. This is medium to heavy tannin. It's got the fruit, but it's not overpowering. The back is got bite. I mean, it's got like the tobacco-y feel, almost like a cab. This is not, you're gonna drink this, you're gonna go, this ain't Merlot. There's no way this is 100% Merlot. 100% Merlot. This bottle has it, and that's why I wanted to showcase it, because it's a brand we know. We know Dow. Dow makes great wines. Everybody typically goes to their cabs, but this bottle is absolutely stellar. And folks, I mean, it is deep. I think might be everything we drink is going to be purple tonight, because again, I was talking about winter warmers, something that you're going to put a stew on before you leave for work in the crock pot, come home, or the Instapot now. I guess what I got to be up on the cooking trends here. And the Instapot, you're going to cook that stew. You're going to come home. You're going to go, you know what? It's been a crappy day. It's cold out. I'm miserable. It's dark at 5 o'clock. What am I going to drink? And you know what? You're going to open this bottle and you are going to absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And Andrew, I know I bring this up all the time. We'll go out to restaurants and pay, $45, $50 for a bottle of wine, right? Which will probably retail for maybe $18, $19, right? Why do we, when we drink at home, we try to find the cheapest wine? Why? You're at home. You can drink a $45 bottle of wine and drink really, I mean, this in a restaurant is going to be, 90, maybe 110, 125, depending on where it's at. Absolutely. I mean, so why not treat yourself to an excellent bottle? And that's why I wanted to showcase this. One, we tasted it this week, and I said, this is I got to put this on the show. One, because it's new, and I want our folks to always be up on the trends and the things that are happening. And the other side of it is, it meets the requirements of a winter warmer. And it's Merlot, which is hard to believe. And I know we have Merlot fans out there. And I'd be interesting to see. I know Melissa Cato's watching. I know Alan loves his Merlot. So I'm interested to see in the comments what Alan thinks of that. We got a lot of folks watching tonight. So thank you all for tuning in. Andrew, first time on Virtual Vines. You've been asking to be on. How are you excited? Is it a big deal?
Very excited. This is awesome. I'm excited to be Andrew number 2 for the night. Those wines from South Africa look really good. Really good. But
it was so delicious. But again, this is a big step up from where we were there. That had silky smooth tannins. This is going to have a little bit more of a bite on this Merlot.
Yeah.
You get good fruit flavors on this, but it's not what you're thinking of, this jammy Merlot. And normally that's what you hear, this jammy. It's too sweet for me. Merlot's too sweet. You hear that a lot from dry drinkers. This is not that.
This is not that. Yeah, this is really the epitome of that winter warmer. Like you said, it's big. You could definitely decant this one, like you said, when you're prepping dinner. Maybe decant this one for a little bit, let it open up some. But I really like this one. You get a lot of espresso in the nose and in the body on this one. Just really complex. I think it's like you said, perfect for this time of year. I mean, this will absolutely warm you up. And, it's funny you talk about, drinking good wines at home. I have this conversation with my dad all the time. He's a member of a couple of clubs in Napa. And he's like, we can't drink, $45, $50 wine every night. And I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? You want to be drinking something that you're going to enjoy. Now, you may not be able to do it every night, but
not every night. I'm not saying every night. I'm not saying right, but if you're going to have it's Friday night, you're going to stay home, you're going to have dinner, you just got done with a crazy work week. Yeah. Treat yourself to a nice bottle at home.
Exactly.
Now, I'll also say that this is a 2019.
Yes.
A lot of folks I know like to age wine. I think you got a good 10 years on this. If you want to age it, lay it down. But I don't think it's drinking young. If for those people that like to age wine, it's not kind of that young flavor either. It is right there now. But I think you got 10 years on this. You do agree that to lay it down, it might even have a little longer, but I think 10 years would be the peak.
This is absolutely age worthy. Get a couple, lay it down. I mean, honestly, like you said, you can kind of have, one every year and just see how it evolves in the bottle. It'll certainly definitely get better with some age for sure.
And we don't turn down case orders. So if you want to order a whole case, go ahead. I mean, you're right. Hey, you get to order a case and see what it's like. One bottle every year for the next 12 years. I mean, that's really a fun way of enjoying wine. And then
absolutely,
we get into wine. We don't get into wine just to drink. I mean, yes, to drink wine. But when we get into collecting and holding bottles in our house and stuff, it is about having those fun experiences and going, hey, let's try this. This is good. We know it's from a reputable winery. It's the first time they've ever done a straight 100% Merlot. If you like Merlot, then you're gonna. I think even if I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't like Merlot, tomorrow we're gonna have some of these bottles open. Get to the wine shop early. Get in there, try these wines. I guarantee you, if you didn't order tonight, you will order tomorrow. And everything ordered is going to be available for Friday pickup. So Friday, anything ordered tonight will be available for Friday pickup at 4:00. That way, I know everybody's got it in there and in enough time. So it gives me enough time for all the orders tonight, orders from tomorrow, and we get it in, and everything's packed up and ready to go for you by 4:00. But Andrew, before we move on to the next wine, I pitched this in the beginning pre-show, and I want to bring it up one more time because you're going to be the man there doing the tasting, the Heights Cellars tasting that we're going to be doing on the 24th. It's also available right now on the website. You can order your tickets for it. Andrew, talk to us about this. I mean, I pre-sold everybody on the Martha's Vineyard, the number 3 on Wine Spectator Top 100.
Yeah,
you're going to get a chance to try it. That's not something you get to do all the time.
Yeah, really, really special tasting. Heights is a really fantastic Napa producer. One of the originals in Napa. I mean, established before the Paris tasting that kind of put Napa on the map. Joe Heights was the original winemaker and founder, and he truly stuck to his winemaking. You know, when we're going to have the Chardonnay there, when he was making Chardonnay, was around that time that the big oaky, buttery California style Chardonnays were coming into popularity. And he was like, no, I like the way I make my Chardonnay. I'm going to keep making my Chardonnay the way I have and am doing. And it obviously worked out for him. So really exciting, really special. Like you said, we'll have the Martha's Vineyard Cabernet there, one of the top wines in the world, number 3 this year on Wine Spectator. Just really, really special. Definitely, if you like Napa Cab, if you like Napa history, and those type of wineries, I encourage you to be there. It'll be really special.
And Andrew's locked down a case. So just so you know, he's locked down a case of all the wines that I have in that. So I know we have a case of number 3 on Wine Spectator to sell. We'll probably have a little less of that because we'll use some models for the tasting. But you have a chance to get your hands on something that is way up on the list this year. I was so excited when my Wine Spectator came in and I was looking through the list and I was like, whoa, number 3. We're going to be doing that in a couple of weeks. This is so exciting. Yeah. And I'll say this, I always hold it to the scores? You know what? I know that typically when it gets good scores and high ratings, I do enjoy the wine. I very rarely do I not enjoy the wine. And right now we have several of in the top 100 in the shop, and that's tough to do sometimes because the vintage is already gone or whatever. Or as soon as the list comes out, everybody buys it up, and we can't get any of it. But number 41, we actually just used the Reptor Sauvignon Blanc in our 4-year anniversary tasting. Number 41 on the list, guys. We were so on it in our 4-year anniversary tasting. Before the list came out, we already were tasting on number 41 on the list. Early last year, we did some virtual vines with Emilio Moro, that Cadello, number 91 on the list. We still have a couple bottles in the shelf at the shop. So, folks, we got some stuff on the list. Me and Andy are up. We're on it. We know what's hot and what's popping, and we try to be right there. So again, I didn't know what was going to be on the list. You didn't know what was going to be on the list. And then, hey, we did the Heights Cellars, and I said, hey, hold me. You're like, do you want to do the Martha's Vineyard? I was like, yes, because I want to give people an opportunity. Now, I want to put this picture up one more time for you guys to see this, because I want you to. This is why this is going to sell out, and it's going to sell out fast. Our tasting for wine club members, $50, $55 for non-wine club members. Let me also tell you, you can go to their website right now. And if you want to be able to taste that Martha's Vineyards, you're going to be paying a above $125. So to pay $50 and get a chance to taste that wine, you should definitely be at this tasting in Greensboro, because there's people in Napa that aren't going to get a chance to taste this wine at this price. So,
and not only that one, we'll have 4 others.
And we'll have 4 others. You're going to taste 4 others. So
Yeah.
I think we sold that tasting enough. So let's move on to the next wine tonight. And I'll open this one up and you can start talking about it. But we're going to go into the Lodi region, right? If I'm not mistaken. North Coast. Sorry, North Coast.
North
Yep.
Coast. Yep.
North Coast with the Sean Miner, Nicole Marie. Now, this is 50% Merlot, 33% Zinfandel, 17 Petite Syrah. Absolutely delicious red blend. Red blends are hot. Everybody comes in and to the shop and goes, "Hey, can I get a nice red blend?
Yeah.
Where can you? I just want to drink a red blend." That happens all the time. And I'm telling you right now, this is a tasty red blend, but it packs a little punch. So tell us a little bit more about Sean Miner.
Yeah, this one's really cool. Sean Miner is a cool producer. He is a true negociant, kind of like in France. Doesn't own a winery. He doesn't own vineyards. He does everything contracted. But got his start in the wine industry. He worked for Beaulieu Vineyards in Napa. He then went up to Oregon. He worked for Benton Lane. He worked for King Estate. So really, great experience in the wine industry. Started to notice with his wife, Nicole, who, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that the wine is named after her. But they started to notice a gap in the industry. Consumers were looking for wines that were easy to enjoy, that were true to their terroir, and that weren't going to break the bank, that were affordable. And so in 2005, he set out to do just that, to fill that gap. And he's been doing it successfully ever since. He's grown the brand exponentially. And here we are today with his Nicole Marie Red Blend. Like you said, 50 Merlot, 33 Zinfandel, 17 Petite Syrah. Again, that Merlot is making an appearance tonight. This one he ages in French and American oak, 20% of which is new. So just a ton of complexity in this wine, right? You're getting 3 different grapes. You're getting 2 types of oak that he's aging it in. So a ton of complexity, big and bold fruit on the front. Just a really fun blend that is super affordable. Again, we talked about, treating yourself to a nice wine on Friday or Tuesday or Monday or whatever it may be. You've got this one here that's even more affordable and a really great option.
Yeah, this wine, actually, to tell you the truth, we did the tasting last week and we were picking some wines for tonight. And I probably should have done this one first, because this is actually not as big as just 100% Merlot. That's how big that Merlot is. But this is tasty. It is. I'm telling you, you look at that color again. I think we're on a thing. I don't. It's purple, and tonight's wines are purple. I'm telling you, tastes like purple, smells like purple. It is purple. It's going to make your teeth and your lips purple. These are the wines that you're looking for to warm you up this winter. And I am so excited that we're doing this tasting or this show. It's tasting for me. For everybody else, you're getting to watch about these amazing wines. And these wines are tasty. When you come in and go, "Hey, I want a bigger bodied wine," I got them. We got them. We're doing them tonight. So not overly tannic. Again, silky smooth finish on this one. Mm-hmm. Great fruit. The fruit on this is just. And I think that's that Merlot adding those dark fruits. That Zin is just there to add that spice, and that Petite Syrah, again, adding that deep color. That's why we're getting that purple color and just really providing that structure of on the back end, which is making it just drink. So guys, I'm telling you, you got to put a bottle of this in your cart. Please put a bottle of this in your cart. I mean, it needs to be in your cart. I don't know how else to say this.
You won't regret it. You will not regret it.
Not regret this wine.
Yeah. And talking about those lists too, Sean Miner is a guy who you're going to see on those top 100 lists, especially for those budget finds. he's consistently on there with his wines. He's making really high quality wines at really affordable prices. So certainly one to seek out.
Yeah, this and stellar portfolio of where he's worked and got education. I mean, that is really one of those things when you look at it and you go, okay, where is this winemaker coming from? This guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It was one of those things I wanted to go look at the tasting notes really quick because I was like, am I really tasting that? It's got the spice, got a little cocoa. It's got a little vanilla. This, folks, if you're not into super tannic wines, but you want something that doesn't require food, but you want it to be big and hearty, this is it. It's not a steak wine. I don't think you can. I think you can get away with, pork, maybe a little herb pork kind of thing. You don't have to go big red meat. I think you can do some chicken if you want to do that, a little spicy chicken, something with a little bit of gravitas to it. It can be a hearty meal, and this wine will go excellent with it. I'm telling you, this is man.
This one looks to be Vanna approved as well, if I'm reading that correctly.
Is Vanna Vine approving of this?
Vanna Vine, I think, approved of this one. So shout out to Vanna.
Yeah, she's been coming in and tasting. So
lucky her.
Yeah, lucky her. I feel bad. I should have got you guys some samples so you can taste along with us. So, but this is absolutely another one of those wines where, at the price point, again, folks, if you're in the wine club, in checkout, in the coupon code, be sure to add Cellar Estate Reserve. If you're in the Grand Reserve, you can put Reserve as well. You'll get your club level discounts. So most of these people are going to get this under $20. Killer price.
Yeah, jeez.
Killer price.
That's awesome.
But what a great, and Andrew, I'm so excited that we've been getting into your portfolio a lot more lately at the shop. And you just did the tasting, was it 2 weeks ago, a week ago? We did the Paso wines from McPrice Meyer. Yeah, that was we sold out of all that red blend again. I brought more in. We sold out of all that red blend.
Wow.
We do have some. Yeah, again, sold out of it, and almost out of the Syrah and the Zin again. So that'll be added onto a Friday order for you.
Cool. Those are good.
So
yeah,
we're getting some great wines from Empire. So thank you so much for that. And let's do a. You mind sticking around? We'll do a quick little recap here. We'll go with just so everybody knows what we're talking about. Just finished talking about is the Sean Miner Nicole Marie red blend. Again, 50% Merlot, 33% Zin, 17% Petit Syrah. Great price. Let me put that price back up here.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta do the whole thing tonight all by myself here. So there it is right there. 24 down to 22 plus your club discounts. Don't miss out on this. I have the picture up in the corner right here for you to remember what that was. And then we did the Dow Sequentis. It's the first time that Dow's ever done that 100% Merlot. And it's a reserve. It's big. It's a beautiful bad boy right there. You're going to absolutely love this wine. I'll tell you, it's excellent. Let me get the price point up there for you guys. Right there, $45. And I'm telling you right now, we're very competitive on the internet at that price. Very competitive. Yeah. And that's before any club discounts that folks can get. You can go over to theloadedgrape.com right now and order that wine. And then we started earlier tonight with Andrew Wilgar from Elephant's Corner and this Creator. I'm going to say it wrong. Said it wrong again. Andrew's probably going to look at me right now. Actually, you know what? Let's bring Andrew on. Hold on. I'm bringing Andrew on. Andrew, you haven't left yet. You haven't left. You're still here. You're in the back. And this is the great thing about this program. You can be in the green room. I can bring you on whenever. You're muted though. Let me unmute you so you can talk.
There you go.
There you are. All right. So how do I say it again in my South African accent?
First of all, Andrew, how you doing, man?
But yeah, doing well.
Andrews need to stick together, yeah?
Absolutely. Okay. We need more Andrews in this world.
So, yeah, exactly. So it's Creatia.
I am going to get this. I am going to get this at some point. I will have these South African terms down. You would think,
I don't think
us
you will,
having,
Danny, but that's okay.
you think with being around Craig in the shop, everybody loved Craig, and
Yeah.
being from South Africa, he would share all these things with us, and I miss him already. So Craig, if you're watching tonight, I miss you, man. Hope you hope you're doing well in Arizona. But yeah, we're I miss not getting that South African lesson. And let
There
me
you
put let me put that on the banner here for you guys to see that price there. $21. Andrew, come on. You're in the market. You're in the market. When you see this other wine shops across town and across the state, $21 plus most of these people are going to get their club discount tonight, getting it under 20. That's a steal, right?
I would say. I mean, we direct import direct from our vineyards, so you can't get it much cheaper than that, to be honest. And you're offering it at an absolute bargain as far as I'm concerned. And it's I mean, it's like the Sean Minor wine you were just talking about there. It's the same kind of thing, except for, I guess, Empire probably get that through I don't know if they get it directly from the vineyard or not. I'm not sure. Andrew will be able to clarify that. But when you can offer wines of this clarity and quality for those kind of prices, there's always something for somebody's wallet there.
Yeah. These are wines that I get. We try on virtual. Our goal in Virtual Vines is to provide you guys wines at incredible prices. That's why we do the show. Tonight's the night to buy. It's the night to buy a couple of bottles because you're gonna love these bottles, and you're not gonna get these prices all the time. This is not what we do all the time. So you're getting it most of already marked down 10% ish, and then you're going to get your discounts on top of it. So some of you guys might see 25, 30% discount on what this wine will retail for. And Andrew knows this, Andrew Woolgar knows this. We sell a lot of their wine on our website, and we ship it all over the place. That's why Andrew had to come in last week to drop off wine because I had to ship out bottles to Virginia and Florida. So we're always shipping his bottles all over the place, and because really there's not a lot of what Andrew brings into the States. There's just not a lot of that distribution besides us and some places in North Carolina, and most of those other wine shops maybe don't want to do the shipping side of things. So we love Andrew. We do a lot of business with Andrew, and we're starting to do a lot of business with Andrew Pittman with Empire, doing a lot of great tastings and getting people hooked on some of the wines in his portfolio. So, but yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight and joining us and sharing your wines with our wine club members and fans of the Loaded Grape and folks that come in all the time. Huge support, and this show during all of COVID helped really keep us alive as a whole. So thank you guys so much for your support, both not just of us, but what happens when you support us, we end up supporting small businesses, as well, and other people who work and live in our community. Both these guys are here. They're living in our town, and you get to know them, and you got to come to tastings, which I think is so great that we've been able to start building up rapport with our customer base and you guys, where they go, "Oh, Andrew's coming," and I say, "Andrew, I mean both of you," and they get excited because they know you guys are coming in, and they want to see you, and they want to hear you talk about the wines, which is really exciting because that creates an excited environment. It's more enjoyable than enjoy the wines with folks, and they start learning. And we hear this all the time that this is a shout out to everybody watching, that our buyers and our customers and our wine club members, and really in a sense our family, are really intrigued about wine and want to know more, and they really ask questions and they really get into it, and that doesn't happen everywhere. So thank you for creating an environment at the Loaded Grape where we're able to provide amazing wines and arranging experiences through having our vendors like Elvin's Corner and Empire in the shop. So thank you guys.
Can I just say, Danny, without taking up too much time, during COVID, we had awful COVID in South Africa. We had 4 lockdowns that completely locked down the alcohol industry, the cigarette industry as well, actually, and lots and lots of jobs were lost, and we actually lost about 66 farms, 66 wineries, and which is a huge loss, for anyone's income, and it's a knock-on effect across the board. So, we started Elephant's Corner to help our friends, and many we've known for years in South Africa, and we wanted to help them to survive. And we've had this outlet here in North Carolina. It's allowed us to do that, and so every bottle of wine we sell translates to income for our farms, and enables us to ship more wine over here. So it's we're extremely grateful for you guys and for all of our customers here.
Yeah, and most people don't realize that the struggle's still real over in South Africa.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And so to be able to, I know we have some folks that come in specifically to buy South African, and because they want to keep on supporting those, because the wineries aren't open to normal tastings, and they've been shut down and turned on and turned off several times. So some of these wineries haven't been able to sell the amount of wine that they normally sell in a year for the last couple of years. And so the only way they're getting to have revenue is through purchases through like Andrew buying containers and bringing it over, and people in this market buying it. So you're really, again, helping other folks survive during this pandemic in other parts of the globe, which is, it's just so great to be that we're able to do stuff like that.
Yeah. And we're lucky to, I guess, have that outlet and to be connected with so many great little cool wineries, and to introduce them here, So anyway, you guys get on. I'm sorry to
No. Thank you. I saw you sitting there, so I thought I'd hop you back in really quick while we did a quick review. But Andrew, again, thank you so much for coming. I say Andrew, Andy. I'm gonna go Andy, and then Andrew.
Andy's
I'm gonna go Andy. So this is maybe a mistake of having everybody named Andrew on the show, but
I think so. But that's all right.
Well, thank you so much. And I'll let you go back to what you were doing. So have a great rest of your evening. Andrew Pittman, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Andrew Pittman. So Andrew, let's go back again for 1 second. And because Andrew Alley's coming soon. He's coming up. Folks, you're sitting here going, I'm waiting for Andrew Alley. Andrew Alley's coming. He's a couple minutes away. Sometimes, everybody's, you got to talk. And so Andrew texted me, he's coming, he's on his way. And so we'll get him on the show here shortly and talk about his wines. But what I tell you, the wines that we tasted from you tonight, as this bottle from Sean Miner opens up a little bit more, again, you saw you guys open it right here. It is just coming alive with just a little bit of time to open out of that bottle. And I thought it was drinking excellent before.
Yeah.
How excited are you to be able to have a portfolio like you guys that you have, to be able to go places and share the wines that you have?
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm somewhat new. I started last April. But it's been cool to really dive into our portfolio and kind of and learn it and see these different producers. I mean, a guy like Sean Miner, who people get excited about going to Napa and seeing the winery and stuff. But I think a guy like Sean Miner is really cool. I mean, he's a true negotiant. He doesn't have a winery. He doesn't have estate vineyards. He's purchasing grapes. Which honestly allows him to offer the wines at such an incredible price. And they're super high quality. I think as you get into the wine world, people get caught up on these, expensive bottles. And we have Opus One in our portfolio. And I mean, what an incredible wine. Don't get me wrong. But that's not one you open up on every Friday night. So,
no. That's definitely a special occasion wine. When
exactly.
$365, $400 a bottle, and I'll say this: you bring it up, man. There's my bottle of Opus. I have my bottle right there. So
there. Waiting for a special occasion.
Yeah, I thought you might bring it up, so I pulled it out. So just say there it is. It's waiting. It's waiting. I'll tell you this. We'll probably age that for 5 to 10 years, somewhere in there before I open that up. So
but it's been cool to just find these producers that are producing really high quality wine that you don't see everywhere. that is just super affordable and really fun to drink. I mean, this wine is going to please a lot of palates. Again, another one you could put down for a couple years, you know. It's really been cool to see and experience. So
Yeah, I'll say this as Amy goes, you have an Opus? Yeah, you know, well, one of the things that I can say that we first started as a wine shop, we would never bring in a bottle that was that expensive.
Yeah.
But as growing over the last 4 years, one of the things we were able to do is start branching out. We started, you know, obviously our clientele base is a lot larger than what it was 4 years ago. And we sell enough now that when distributors like Andrew come in and say, hey, you can get allocations of amazing wines like Opus One, Plump Jack, Odette. I got a bottle of Odette here too. Here, you know, and again, these are super allocated wines that come into the Triad. When we start talking about what gets given out or what wine shops can get things, you know, we were allocated 3 bottles. That's it. That's all we could get. You know, maybe next year we can get more, but that's how that game works. It's a number game and how things. So to just be able to get to a point 4 years later, be allocated something, is just exciting. And so it doesn't happen with every brand, because a lot of times you got to sell a lot of something lower to get kind of move up. And so it really matters what we're showcasing in tastings and things like that to be able to bring our clients some of the best wine on the market. And again, Greensboro, the Triad, not the hugest market out there. So, you know, when it looks at allocations, you know, New York, California, Chicago, even some of those larger cities in Texas, they're going to get the allocations, the larger quantities than a small medium market like Greensboro. So to sit there and say, hey, we're, you know, I mean, Andrew, you could probably talk about how many cases came to North Carolina Opus One. I'm sure it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a testament, like you talked about, to your supporters, your wine club members. Not only are they willing to support you guys and purchase bottles like that, but they're also super open to trying South African wines, to trying Sean Minor wines, to trying different wines. And it's been super cool to interact with them at the tastings and kind of see their reactions to different wines. It's been fun.
A lot of fun. And actually, Amy, I'm gonna put this up here. Amy asked about Screaming Eagle.
Yeah.
I've not got an allocation of Screaming Eagle yet, so maybe I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll be excited if we ever got an allocation of Screaming Eagle, but no, probably not. It's again, some of these wines are super allocated. It's so tough to break through the mold. It's even that way in the beer industry, which most people don't realize. You know, some of these stuff like Bell's Hop Slam and Foothills Sexual Chocolate and stuff like that. It is really a competitive market. So it's tough. It's real tough. So yeah. No, it's incredible. I know I asked this question earlier. I'm going to ask to our audience one more time. You know, and just because I didn't really get it. What are you guys drinking? We want to know what you're drinking. We want to know, what did you uncork tonight to enjoy Virtual Vines with? I know you guys are saying now. You guys are all chatty catty in the comments, but I didn't see what everybody's drinking. So go ahead and throw those up in the comments here. I got a couple more minutes before Andrew Alley's going to be here. You got great wines coming from Andrew Alley. Do you have any questions for Andrew or any of the Andrews? Because I can actually bring the other Andy up as well. So if I need to bring Andy up, I can bring Andy up to answer any questions. Got a huge crowd in here tonight, so thank you all for tuning in. And here we go. Here they come. No, they're still on the Screaming Eagle stuff. So hold on. We'll give them a second to type. Here we go. We're going to go with Amy Menzel. Amy Menzel has Maroon 2013 Reserve Zin. Now, we actually sell from Maroon their Reserve Malbec. And we have a little bit left of that. And most people might not know, but I know Amy does, that winemaker passed away. And so you're probably not going to be getting a lot of stuff from Maroon anymore. But if you're wanting to taste some really nice mountain fruit out of California, we have that nice Malbec in the shop. And Maroon's an excellent, excellent vineyard. We have Michelle. She's drinking some Merkin Vineyard Cooperalga, Cooperaba, brother, I can't even say it, Rosé. That is from Tool. That's actually, you know what? And Andrew Alley's going to be on. That's one of the brands that he represents right now from Merkin. Why am I drawing a blank on his name from Tool? Andrew, come on, you know his name.
I don't know. We had this conversation the other day. I remember.
Oh gosh.
Out of Arizona, I know that.
Wait, hold on. We got
Maynard Keenan.
What's his name?
Maynard Keenan.
Maynard, yes, Maynard. There we go. Okay, see, we can get this. We got this. Thanks. See, we got phone a friend. I can pull up somebody else.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Maynard.
That's thanks to my wife, by the way, Danny.
Thanks. Thank you for helping us out there. I just drew a blank on it, but Arizona wine. Then we're talking about wines being made in a desert, and that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Not Swim Eagle. We did crack the Haze 2017 cab. No, it was a Virtual Vines. Kevin, we did that on Virtual Vines several months back. So that is a fun little California cab. And I bet you it's darn tasty. I mean, you're talking about a Cabernet under sub 20 for 5 years old. I mean, that's incredible. So fun little wine there. Amy did also correct me here and say that Maroon is still selling wine. So that's good. That's good. But I do know that the winemaker did pass away. So, but there you go. We have that as well. But yeah. This I tell you, this is what we love about Virtual Vine. It's all about the conversation. Our folks on, at home watching and tuning in and being able to share their experience right now and with everybody that I'm glad you guys are opening up some great bottles of wine and watching and tuning in. And like I said, we have a blast with this show. It's been so much fun to do over the last 2 years. I mean, we might not do it every week, but I plan on still trying to do this at least once a month here on out for a little bit. Partly because, again, people don't know, with I say the disease. I don't want to say that disease with the virus. People aren't going out, but they still need their wine. They need their wine fix. So they want to know, Andrew, what are you drinking? And I think they mean by you, Andrew Woolgard. Oh, you're muted.
Creatier, sorry.
Creatier. He's drinking the wonderful Creatier, which is on sale tonight, Michelle. So this is what you want to get right here. I'm going to throw a little bit more in my glass because it's just so good, but I won't throw too much because I want to save some for everybody to come by the shop tomorrow that wants to try these wines. We'll have about a half a bottle-ish, maybe a little bit more than a half bottle of each of these to pour out lightly, sparingly to everybody that stops by the Loaded Grape. And Tanya's working tomorrow, so it's a Tanya day. So Tanya can taste you on all these wines. Why we wait a couple more minutes? I guess I spaced out my time with Andrew Alley a little too far. What any of you guys want to talk about anything? Anything in the wine industry we should know about? Talk about?
Well, I mean, it's I'm sure Andrew's the same as me. We're doing what we can to sell as much wine as we possibly can in our market, and it's receptive, and just like me, I'm sure he's bringing in some great wines, to try and introduce to people. And it's all about new stuff all the time. I think that's important, to keep it fresh and new. And shows like yours here, Danny, really do allow people to sit back, in their armchair or whatever at home and just kind of take in what's new out there, So, to be able to introduce wines like this, like the Creatier and like Andrew's wines, you got the time to do that from your home and just I guess see what you're gonna purchase, from the Loaded Grape, which is important. I have to tell you guys, since we've been on air here, my amazing wife has been preparing boerewors and chakalaka, which is a very African dish, and that's all I can smell right now. So I'm sorry you're not here. That's all I have to say.
And with any of these wines, it would go perfect with.
Yeah, that sounds
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah. Actually, any of the reds, to be honest with you, are fantastic with chakalaka. So
nice. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I was going to say we've got a couple exciting brands coming for the new year as well. One from the Heights winemaker, and then another Napa producer that we're excited about. So I'll be sure to get those in front of you, Danny, at some point once we get them. And it's amazing that you guys have this many people tuning in to a virtual wine drinking show. I think it's so cool. It's really neat.
Yeah, and
well, we love everybody tunes in. They're such great.
Can you hear me okay, guys?
Folks. And I'll tell you, we don't go anywhere because I want to do this because it's gonna be so exciting because he's here. I think he's ready. Maybe ready. I'm gonna add him to the stream. Everybody, welcome Andrew Alley from 17th Street. Andrew, we got all the Andrews on TV.
Oh yeah, a gaggle of Andrews, huh?
Absolutely,
a gaggle of Andrews.
Yeah.
So this is the moment everybody I'm going to screenshot this and share this with everybody tomorrow if they haven't watched the show. This is what they're going to be waiting for, this moment when there's 3 Andrews on the show. So cheers to everybody. We'll raise a glass here. I know the ones that don't have a glass, but cheers to all the Andrews coming in and sharing their time with us and talking about their wines. And I tell you what, these are some of the best guys that we've gotten to know in 4 years of the Loaded Grape. And so always fun when you guys are in the shop, either tasting with us, bringing in new stuff, club wines, big tastings, whatever it is. Always fun. And we were just talking about new brands to the market. We actually have a tasting that's up on the website now for February 10th. From one of Andrew Alley's newest wine importers, which is 689 Cellars. And so we're real excited about being one of the first to taste that in the Triad. So before anybody else gets to taste, folks, this is one of the first tastings that you're going to have. Amazing wines out of California, almost competing with the Orange Swifts of the world. So Andrew, thank you so much for setting that up for us. And again, these are amazing tastings. We're gonna have another South African tasting coming up with Andrew Willigard. We're gonna have another tasting coming up with Andrew Pittman in the shop. So guys, thank you two for tuning in. I'm now going to focus everything over to Andrew Alley and finish up the show. So thank you guys again so much. I know cheers from all our folks that are watching. They're saying in the comments, thank you. And we'll see you guys soon.
Appreciate you, Danny. Thank you.
All right, it's down to you and me, Andrew. But I gotta give a little shout out here to Alita Robbins. Her and Scott are drinking the 2016 LBV port, and I love ports, so that's why I got to give a shout out because it's ports, and I just think that we don't drink enough ports anymore, or sherries or any of that stuff. I think it's an area that I wish we drank more of, and I'm sure you, as a huge wine connoisseur, also agrees with that.
Yeah, I mean it's a challenging category of wine. I think for a lot of Americans, for a lot of people, I think when they think of porter sherry, they think of something their grandparents drank a long time ago, and so but it's an incredibly diverse category of wines, not just ports and sherries, but getting into Madeiras and Marsellas and all the fortified styles of wine. So, like all wines, they have their own perfect sort of unique attributes and situations, and certainly the weather we've been having for the past few weeks, puts you in the mood for a nice, hearty, full-bodied, 20%, alcohol fortified wine. So we definitely would encourage people to be a little bit more brave and to dip your toe back into things like ports and sherries, and even, like I said, the more obscure stuff like Madeiras, and you'd be surprised. I mean, these are wines that have histories that go back in some cases thousands of years, so they really are a part of the sort of viticultural history of the world.
Well, Andrew, we have 2 wines for you tonight.
Yep.
What should we open first? I'm thinking the Barbera, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
No, yeah, let's do the Barbera first, definitely.
All right. So first up, out of I guess this is Lodi.
It is Lodi.
Why I said this earlier. I said Lodi earlier, and that's because it was in my head. Hold on. Just got to find my corkscrew. We've actually done a tasting with this winery in the shop, or at least the cab. But this is their Barbera. This is Oak. We're going to try to get that right there. Oak Farm Vineyard. I'm excited about doing this Barbera because the last time we did a Barbera with you, that was the Castoro Cellars Barbera. We did it on our 2nd anniversary in the wine shop. We had a big 5-liter bottle, and everybody was like, I got to get that wine. That's so good. So I'm excited to show another California Barbera with you because I think if people remember that in the wine shop, I think they're going to get excited about this bottle.
Yeah, if they love the Castoro, they're going to love the Oak Farm. To me, this is one of the more unique and interesting California wines we have in our portfolio. And, Barbera has an interesting and really rich history in California. It certainly originates as one of the most important, most planted, and kind of rock star grapes of Italy, particularly found in the hills of the Piedmonte throughout northwestern Italy. But along with all those Mondavis and Sebastianis and Gallos and all those Italian families who came to California in the 19th century and brought, their favorite grapes from their homeland. Barbera's had a rich history in California that goes all the way back to the 1840s and 1850s. There's still 3,000 to 4,000 acres of it in California. A lot of people use it as a blending grape in California, so unfortunately, it kind of gets lost a little bit, and so people maybe don't recognize it as much for its kind of unique history that it's had in California. But what Dan Pinella and his winemaker Sierra Zito do here at Oak Farm, I think, is one of the best estate-driven Barberas that's being made in California right now. Still small production, only 695 cases. But, the kind of warm Mediterranean climate in Lodi is perfectly suited to kind of bringing out that rich, silky, vibrant kind of red fruit and spiced character that's unique to this. Now, I always recommend Barbera to people who love grapes like Pinot Noir because it really fits in that same family of what I like to call the kind of silky, lacy kind of, texture and fragrance-driven kind of more medium-bodied reds. And so if you're a Pinot Noir fan, if you pull a Barbera off the shelf, whether it's, from places like Alba and Asti or Italy, or from places like Lodi or the Sierra foothills or Paso Robles in California, or even some parts of Sonoma still grow really great Barbera. I think you can get something you're really going to love. Typically, and especially with the Oak Farm, it's going to have more richness and intensity to it. The warmth of California brings out that sunshine, brings just a little bit more volume and intensity out of the grape variety. But naturally, Barbera is a low tannin grape. So once again, for people who want stuff that's plush and silky and doesn't have that, super grippy kind of, back end that has those kind of mouth coating, drying tannins, Barbera is going to be perfect for you because it's going to have lots of body and fruit, but it's not going to overwhelm you with that that drying intensity to the finish. It's more juicy versus sort of grippy in character.
You bring that up, and this is so tasty. I think the funniest thing is we the first couple of wines that we tasted, they're all red fruits. And I actually think the next 2 that we're going to taste this has a little blueberry. I know the next one we're going to taste has a little blueberry in it.
Oh, definitely.
And so I think that's funny that we've tasted the red fruits and they're big and they're ready, unctuous wines, but now we're into blue fruits with red fruits, which is just so exciting. This wine, I'm telling you right now, folks, if you remember that Castoro Cellars Barbera, and that was tasty and delicious. You better get this in your cart now.
Yeah, once again, just like that Castoro, the only regrettable thing about the Oak Farm Barbera is, we get it a few times a year. Like I said, we try to get as much a slice of that 600 or so cases they do, but it's definitely one of the smaller production things at the wine. I mean, Oak Farm in general only produces about 20,000 cases of wine. They've got 70 acres of estate vines. Some people who are on the stream tonight may have had a chance to meet Dan Pinella, the owner. He spent a lot of time visiting us here in North Carolina. They make phenomenal old vine Zinfandel and great blends and Cabernets and even some kind of cool, unique stuff like Albarino. But the family has Italian roots, and so they certainly kind of put a set aside of their wine production at the winery to kind of tie together their Italian heritage. And very cool project. A vineyard, a ranch whose history goes back to the 1860s. The Pinella family, who's been in farming, growing cherries and walnuts and other agriculture since the 1930s, and they found this sort of beautiful, historic, but sort of slightly abandoned sort of ranch and vineyard property that like I said, goes all the way back to the 1860s. And has spent the better part of the last 20 or so years, vine by vine and board by board, sort of completely revitalizing this property and turning it into one of the showpiece wineries in Lodi. I think just a year or two ago, they were actually named the most popular destination winery in Lodi. So it's become a hot spot for people who are looking for a winery that ties together great history with really phenomenal kind of classic Lodi wines, but with a little bit of an Italian, old world European sort of touch to them as well.
I'd say this is absolutely. There might not be a bottle left for you guys to try tomorrow. No, I'll do my best. I'll hold back.
No, like I said, we've
so
got a little.
tasty.
Yeah, we've got a little stash available right now, so definitely people should get it while they're hot because there are times of the year when it's not available. But despite the kind of overall popularity of this entire selection of wines from this winery, the Barbera is one of my go-tos as well. Like I said, it has a little dash of Petite Sirah blended with the Barbera for our people who like that little extra kind of oomph. And that's probably where you're getting a little bit more of that dark fruit in the background that Danny was talking about, a little bit of spice. They do leave it in some French American and Eastern European oak barrels for about 20 months. So it will pick up some of those nice little hints of vanilla and cinnamon and spice in the background as well. But, up front, you get all that nice kind of, silky kind of black cherry and raspberry and a little bit of that darker fruit that comes in from the Petite Sirah.
And it's purple. It's the line of the night. It's coming out purple. Everything's coming out purple.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start talking about heavier bodied, or let's say medium to heavier bodied wines, and you're looking for these winter warmers that have a little bit more percentage of alcohol, so that adds the heat as well. And you get these. I thought it was hilarious because the first couple were all this was purple. I don't know, but I will assume that the next one's going to be slightly on that purplish hue. Yeah, and so I just think it's fun that we pick these wines to be this winter warmer show. And again, right there, get by the fire, warm them up. Every one of these, if it was summertime, I call them a porch pounder.
Yeah.
Right. Let me do this one. I go bigger. Porch pounder for all my folks.
Sure.
It's a porch pounder. All these are, but you know what? It's wintertime. So we're going to say that this is, bonfire fire wine. I mean, you can sit by the bonfire and enjoy all these wines on a nice cold night, or even if you're sitting by the fireplace, throwing on some Marvin Gaye and let's get it on. These are the wines to get it on to. I mean, this is what we're having tonight. And the portfolio, excellent. Before we move on to the next wine, I teased, and I didn't put that one in here, but I did tease 698. Or 689, sorry, 689. That tasting coming up on February 10th. Do you want to talk a little bit about that before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I definitely can. I mean, it's an exciting new partnership and project for us. This is a company, a custom crush winemaking facility. It's got one of the most talented, kind of legendary winemakers in Napa Valley. Got in Kent Rasmussen. He's got 40 plus harvests making wine in Napa Valley over the years. And he partnered up with this kind of super talented kind of wine marketing genius named Curtis McBride, who's had tons of success with a lot of, big name wineries in Napa Valley and Sonoma. I'm not trying not to drop any big names, but he's kind of got that kind of pedigree and background, but decided he wanted to kind of start his own project and, found the right person. You can't argue there's 10 more important winemakers in the history of Napa Valley in the last 50 years than him, and started this cool project called 689 Cellars, based in Napa Valley, but also at some time sourcing grapes from all throughout some of the premier wine grain areas of the North Coast. They had a huge, they did something a little bit unique, is that they decided to initially launch the brand overseas. They particularly have had a huge success in Asia and parts of Europe. End of 2021, beginning of 2022 really is their first launch of these wines in the American market. Like you mentioned a little earlier, for people who are out there and who love, some of these successful California brands like The Prisoner or Orange Swift, these wines are going to be right up your alley. Maybe even a little bit better price points. The wines that have that richness, that intensity, that nice balance of fruit and oak and sunniness and ripeness that really is what is kind of quintessential, Northern California character. So great blends, great Cabernets, some very cool labels. I definitely would recommend some people maybe pop online and check out 689 Cellars and look at some of their brands like Killer Drop. It's going to be some stuff I think that's going to get really excited. And like I said, the tasting on February 10th will be one of the very first, if not the first, times that consumers in the U.S. have had a chance to try the wine. So we are really giving our North Carolina wine drinkers kind of an early preview at, what could be one of the hottest new developing wine companies in Napa Valley.
See, this is what we do here at the Loaded Grape. We're cutting edge. We're breaking the stuff to you soon. And I was saying, hey, we're one of the first in the triad. Now we're saying we're one of the first maybe in the United States. That's so awesome. So cool. And I'm looking forward to it. We're actually using 2 wines from them in our wine club for February. So he mentioned the Killer Drop. That's going to be in our reserve. And we also have the Chardonnay from them as well. That's going to be in kind of that our estate cellar tier. So folks, you're going to love these wines. They are absolutely delicious, cool labels. So excited about having them in and doing that tasting and being one of the first in the United States. That's so cool. Now let's move on. I got to ask one question first before we move on, because Amy asked about the Oak Farm Trevelli. Do you guys?
The Trevelli, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys carry that?
Oh yeah, we've got there's 2 different wines in that series. Their best-selling, most popular wine, which is the Tivoli Red Blend, the proprietary red, which is a great blend of Zinfandel, Barbera, Petit Syrah, and Primitivo. Anybody who's had that wine before may know the kind of cool little story that Tivoli, if you read it backwards, it's an anagram, so it means I love it. So it's your I love it red blend. So that's kind of been their runaway freight train kind of big hit wine at the winery. But they also have added a Cabernet Sauvignon to that series as well. So you've got a red blend and a Cabernet. We have both in stock, and if somebody's looking for them, we can get them to you through the Loaded Grape any day this week.
All right. Yeah, we can get in there by Friday. So if that's something you want to do, put it in the comments below. I'll get that done for you. So thank you. See, that's why you ask the questions, everybody. You ask the questions when you got the man that can answer them. So Amy says she has one in her cellar. So
cool.
Amy's saying this is one to have. So
it's your perfect. You talked about earlier. It's your perfect Monday night, porch pounder kind of wine. It's definitely for people who are looking for something that is. It's all about pure pleasure drinking. That's exactly what the Tivoli brand is all about.
All right, we might need to talk about maybe it could be a club wine.
Oh, yeah, it'd be fantastic. Yeah,
talk about that. So let's move on. And funny, we've doing a lot of California. We had some South Africa. Now we're going to go kind of off the map here a little bit, down into Argentina with a Malbec Gran Reserva I'm going to pour this right now in the glass right here. It's getting poured. Again, look at that purple. So much fun. I sold a couple bottles of these the other night as well because I told people that we were doing virtual vines, and I had a Malbec Reserva on there. This is probably the biggest boy of the bunch that we're doing today because I got a little sip this weekend. This is big. We're talking about a big wine.
Super deep and inky. Yeah, people looking for something inky, something that you can't see through the glass, something opaque. Yeah, I mean, this is not your nice little $9-10 Alamos Norton style Malbec you might have picked up in a big box store. I mean, this is Malbec taken up to 11 from arguably the most special place in Argentina for Malbec and for red wines in general at the moment, which is called the Uco Valley, which is a key subregion of Mendoza. The big key here is that the Uco Valley lies kind of further kind of inland and to the south, and most of the vines are planted between about 1,000 and 1,500 meters elevation. So what you really get here is incredibly intense sunshine, but much cooler temperatures. And so long growing season, incredibly dry weather. You get these tiny little, almost pitch black Malbec grapes. It's also a great area for Cabernet and Cab Franc and Petit Verdot and some other things. But the Malbec here stands as really the top of the food chain for quality when it comes to Malbec from Argentina. This is a cool family-owned winery as well. It's called Finca Luz, family that has Italian and Spanish roots. But they've been in Argentina since about 1910, growing grapes since about 1919. And although the Uco Valley has become this kind of hot commodity in the last maybe 20 years, we've seen big-name celebrities, Bono and Robert De Niro have wineries in this region they use to kind of source wine for some of their restaurants like Tribeca Grill. Obviously, you've got the big-name wineries like Catena and Altos Las Hormigas, and a lot of the big Argentinian wineries who have been fighting over little slivers of land in this region. They're also known for kind of really rocky limestone-rich soils, which gives a vibrancy and a minerality to the wines. But these little tiny thick-skinned Malbec grapes in this region just produce wines that have really big, complex, layered flavors and show an incredible capacity for aging. I know the winemaker on this is another very famous, talented, probably one of the most important sort of modern winemakers in Argentina. He used to be at a winery called Achival Ferrer, which was the first winery in Argentina to sell wines in the U.S. market that were more than $50 a bottle. So he's kind of got a background in sort of luxury, ultra premium winemaking. He recommends you give this bottle anywhere from 8 to upwards of 12 years of aging to kind of hit its peak drinking. Grand Reservas are wines that are going to be aged extensively. So this one spends a full year in new French oak, and then another full year in bottle before they release it. So 2 full years of aging. So that's not something people are seeing in a lot of their Malbecs that they're typically drinking. No. But this is really, like I said, Malbec, turned up to, the highest volume, the most depth and intensity, but also at the same time, it really reflects this unique, special subregion of Mendoza where we're seeing these really deep and complex age-worthy Malbecs coming from.
This is big. It's a big wine, and I'll tell you, absolutely delicious. Though, if you're a Malbec fan, you're gonna love this wine. I feel like it has this. I mean, the wine has amazing structure. It finishes with a nice ripe tannin, but it's not overly tannic. It is. Oh God! I couldn't imagine finishing with a better wine tonight than this one, because this is exactly what you want in these colder weather months. A bigger wine It's got the ripe red fruits, but it's got the blueberries and those blue fruits coming through as well. Man, Andrew, you killed it on the two that you suggested for me. Killed it.
But I mean, when you're talking about, some things that are kind of more fun and unique, but also kind of fit that profile we're looking for, that winter warmer, I think these are two wines that definitely hold up to that standard. Like I said, anybody who's maybe got some venison or some elk left over, maybe they did some hunting back in the fall, those would be fantastic things to pair with this. But if you just got a hankering to pull out, your favorite, grass-fed ribeye or T-bone, I mean, this is the wine for that. I mean, Cabernet's a great wine with those things too, but this style of Malbec, I think, is going to be just the perfect pairing for those types of dishes.
And I'm drinking without any food. I can only imagine if I had something a little fattier with this, how much more the nuances of this wine would come out.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one too. I'd recommend to some people who come in and hopefully grab a handful of bottles from you this week. Is give this a good hour or two to open up. If you got a decanter at home or just a glass pitcher, definitely pour it in there, because, like I said, this is not your little simple, easygoing Malbec. This is one that has some real meat on the bones to it, I guess is a good way to describe it. So, you're looking for something super hearty, great to kind of warm you up on some of these chilly nights we've been having. I mean, this is going to really stand up to that test.
And I only opened this. I opened this, but just before we talked about it. So I will agree. It needs a little air. It needs to open up a little bit because it is big. And so, but we actually use this producer in the wine club with their Petit Verdot. And
yeah, they have a fantastic Grand Reserve Petit Verdot as well.
Yeah. So good. I need to bring some of that back in if you have any in, because
we've got Petit Verdot. They just do 3 varietals typically in this line. They're all Grand Reserve tier, and it's the Petit Verdot, the Malbec, and then they also make a Cabernet Sauvignon in that series.
Absolutely delicious. I mean, this is exactly what you're looking. If you're a Malbec fan, but also want something that is going to be bigger for this, I mean, this time of year, and again, any of those gamier meats, perfect. And even if you're going just ribeye and regular steaks, great. Valentine's Day's coming up. This would be a great, hey, I'm cooking at home because I don't want to have to deal with the restaurants, everything. Great price on this. You're gonna save $2 tonight, plus your club discounts if you're doing the club. If you're in cellar, estate, reserve, so you're gonna. Some of you guys might still get this under $20. A steal, or even right around $20. It's a steal of a bottle at that price. And Andrew will know that. I mean, in the market, you're at the $25 price point. You're still getting a great wine, excellent wine for the price.
No, I agree. I mean, sometimes we make judgments about the value of wines when it comes to things like this. And to me, this is let's say a $20, $25 wine that people can get right now that drinks like a $50 or $60 wine.
He said it, not me. I'm just letting you know. Again, these are wines tonight that showcasing them tonight to you guys. You're going to love these wines. They're perfect for the season that we're in. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing these wines. The Barbera, I'm telling you right now, you should put 2 of these in your cart, because you can't, once you open one bottle, you're going to just go crazy and need a second one. And this Malbec, if you're cooking anything this Valentine's Day, again, any steaks or game,
and save a little bit of that with a little bit of Belgian, Dutch, bittersweet dark chocolate, because that'll be a nice little after dinner taste too with that one.
Yes. Oh, I wish I had something in the cabinet right now to just. You know what? I might have some. It's not the same, but I might have some Ghirardelli dark chocolate in the cabinet. I might have some of that later.
You gotta improvise sometimes.
You gotta improvise if I have to, but I have something that might. You're right. Oh, with some dark chocolate, that would be absolutely delicious. Andrew, it's been so much fun having all the Andrews on, and we're so excited about having a couple of tastings coming up with you. Actually, all the wines in February's wine club this month are all from 17th Street Distributing. So we'll be doing our wine club tasting on Saturday, February 5th. From 4 to 6. Of course, starting February 1st, which is Tuesday, you can come in and taste any of your wines, but that's a great opportunity to meet other wine club members and also see Andrew, and he'll be talking about all of those wine club wines in depth. And then if not, on the 10th, with that 689 wine tasting, again, it could be one of the first people in the country to be tasting these wines. So cool, and such a great. We tasted them. Well, we tasted most of them, not all of them, a couple of weeks ago with Andrew, and I'm telling you, the killer wines. You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them. I can see a lot of people upgrading this month. If you're in the cellar in the State Club to that killer drop cab, you're gonna love it. It's a red blend. It's great. It's insane. And it is. If you like Gordon Swift, you're gonna like that. You're gonna like that wine. You'll agree. So. My dog's going crazy back there, Andrew. So you can't hear it. Maybe you can hear it. I don't know, but yeah. But these wines are all available for pickup. Let's see if anybody. Amy says she has truffles.
Nah, truffles are good.
Well, are we talking white or black truffles? That's the question.
Could be chocolate truffles, she means.
Oh, chocolate truffles. Okay. Oh, chocolate truffles. Okay. I have a buddy of mine that is Canadian, but his wife owns a truffle farm, so they can do the white or black. They have dogs that sniff out the truffles and everything. It's totally insane. And he was at one of our conferences and brought some truffles, and we sliced them up. Oh
yeah, you get the right stuff. It's a rare treat. An expensive treat sometimes. Yeah, rare treat.
Very expensive treat. Wasn't how much he could have sold those truffles for, but it was really, really nice that he shared those truffles with us. It was incredible. But and she said black truffles right there.
Oh yeah,
look at that. Yeah, how about that? And she's also and dark chocolate. There you go. She's got them all. Perfect. She's got everything. All right. Well,
some more now. Yep.
Andrew, thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight. Get back to the family and everything. Appreciate the time you spent. 2 excellent wines, the Barbera and that Malbec. Oh, killer. And we'll see you on the 5th if we don't see you before.
Yep.
Awesome. Andrew, have a wonderful night. We'll see you soon.
Yep, you too. Thanks.
All right, everybody. That's it. It's Virtual Vines. It's time to check out. Go and put everything in your cart that you've been enjoying watching tonight and the things that you think you're going to love. Tanya will be at the wine shop tomorrow. We'll have these wines open if you want to come in and try them before you buy them. You can do that, but I can tell you right now that you need to probably buy now, especially if you think these are some of these wines that you're going to love. And I can tell you right now, every one was a winter warmer. These are big wines and really enjoyable. Not overly tannic. So if you're worried about big tannin, none of these are overly tannic, but they're just big, heavy wines. You go right now at loadedgrape.com, put it in your order. And any of the events coming up. One of those events also being this Saturday, we have a Spanish wine tasting. And also don't forget, the Heights Cellars tasting on February 24th. That 689 event is also up. So lots of opportunity to come by the Loaded Grape and have some fun tasting and doing events. Melissa wants to know who's meeting her tomorrow to see Vanna Wines, because Vanna Wines did not join the show. She did not get dressed up. She didn't do the makeup. She didn't do all that stuff. She's been enjoying the wines and watching on the television in the other room. I'm sure she'll love to see everybody folks, thank you so much. I'm going to run through everything really quick, just so you know everything we tasted tonight. And I'll put up the photo of the wine and then put it the banner at the bottom as well. So first up, from South Africa, the I keep on saying creature. I can't do it. Creator. I can't do it. Andrew, I can't do it. I can't do it. But one day I might do it. But this is a excellent wine, folks. It is 48% Grenache Noir, 28% Cinsault, 20% Syrah, 4% Mourvedre. So tasty. This is a wine that I really think that over the next couple of years, you should buy a couple bottles now, a couple bottles. The labels change. It'd be fun to do a vertical of this wine. And I really think you guys will really love it. It is so tasty. Like I said, I tasted on some folks in the wine shop the other night, and they bought 2 bottles. So I know it is super pleasing to a lot of folks. Next, we did the Merlot from Dow, and that wine probably might be one of the heaviest wines of the night. I know we're tasting out of order here. If we were doing a normal tasting, it probably would have been the last wine you've tasted. But this wine for $45, it's the first time that Dow has ever done a reserve Merlot, 100% Merlot, all in a bottle. Normally they blend it. This is an excellent wine. Super big. Not overly tannic, but is not flabby and juicy like typical Merlots. You're going to want to have this wine in your cupboard, in your wine cellar, whatever you're doing. You're gonna want this wine. Once you taste it, you're gonna go, all right, I need a bottle of this. And if any of you guys have that 25% coupon that we were giving out, you might want to use it on this bottle. It is excellent. And then we tasted the Sean Miner red blend out of the north coast of California. This is 50% Merlot, 33% Zinfandel, 17% Petit Syrah. Absolutely delicious. This does not need food. It just drinks excellent at $22 a bottle during our virtual Vines price, plus your wine club discounts on top of that. This wine you are going to absolutely love. I know you're going to love it. That's part of the reason why I put it in the tasting for tonight. It is a crowd pleaser. If you're needing a red blend, you got some people coming over for Valentine's Day or any of those things coming up, or you need to get somebody a gift for something, a little appreciation. Hey, thanks for doing a great job. They're going to love this Sean Miner, Nicole Marie's red blend. It is just delicious. Next is that red is that Barbera from Oak Farm Vineyards. Again, I can't stress this enough. It is so easy drinking. That I drank half the bottle, so I apologize for folks coming in tomorrow to maybe taste a little of this. It is that delicious, and I know that we will sell a lot of bottles of this. If you were at that 2-year anniversary party and tasted that Castoro Cellars Barbera and you loved it, you're going to love this one just as much. Put this in your cart, get it. You're getting a great price on it. Again, most of the folks are going to get, 5, 10, 15% off if you're in the wine club. You're getting a great deal on this wine. Absolutely delicious, tasty. And then we finished up with probably one of the second largest bottle of the night in a sense of big and unctuous wines, which is that Malbec Grand Reserve from Célion de Crémin. This is the only one out of the group that I'd say you probably need some food with, or at least got a decant to soften up a little bit. It is big, but it is delicious. It is tasty. It is if you're a Malbec lover, this is what you're looking for. And to get that sub 25, you're like 1,100 feet in elevation to get stuff like this in the Uca Valley in Mendoza. This is mountain fruit. I mean, this is what you want. So again, an absolute delicious wine. So that is the lineup. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to continue to do virtual vines. I'm thinking once a month. Maybe we'll do one in February. We do one in March. We'll keep on doing this. I'll bring in other distributors, maybe some other winery folks to join the show. I hope you like that format. I thought it was fun. It just happened to be that everyone's name was Andrew. Thought that was interesting, but that wasn't the goal. It just ended up happening to be that way when I started talking to everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that. But if you guys want to see more virtual vines, I will definitely do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the shop this coming week. I'll be there Wednesday for Old Hickory Brewery tasting, and I'll also be there. That's my only day this week. So there you go. I got one day this week, but I'll be there next week. So look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being big supporters of Virtual Vines. And you know, I don't have my partner in crime here, so I'll say it. Keep on tasting.